For sure.
Welcome to Wise Beyond Bitcoin, where you come for the crypto neo news, education, and opportunities. My name is Lucas.
And my name is Ryan.
And we have a guest.
Hey guys, my name is Omer.
And I had the pleasure of meeting Omar in the Bitcoin Miami. You know, there were a few beautiful things that happened there, the people that I met, the connections, and this is one of them. When we met, I said, brother, I'm so glad I met you. I actually have a YouTube channel where we talk about innovation and how the blockchain technology is being made to make the world a better place. And what you're doing is a very practical solution. It's a beautiful use of the technology. And I'm really excited to be able to see you again, to talk to you, brother, and to share about the beautiful work you're doing. So thank you for taking the time.
For sure. And I'm excited. You know, I had a great time if you look us back in Miami. And I'm truly excited about everything that's going on in the space. And I love the channel, love the work that you guys are doing. So yeah.
Thank you, brother. And just so people know, this is not financial advice. It's not commercial, legal advice, marital advice, medical advice. Keep your own vices, work on that yourself. This is just education, information. It's educational, it's entertainment, and it's research. And do your own research. But we talk about all sorts of blockchains. For a while, we've talked about EVM, Avalanche, Phantom, Harmony One, IBC, Secret Network, Luna UST, and other beautiful projects that are going on. But right now, coming back from Bitcoin Miami and really looking at the development that's going on in the world, it's really important to understand. We have a video coming out we're making about Bitcoin fundamentalism, which I'm a huge Bitcoin fundamentalist. And it's the spine, it's the backbone, and it's the most secure, the most decentralized in many ways of all the blockchains and the networks. And what many people may not know is that smart contract development with the security of the Bitcoin blockchain has been developing through Rootstock and decentralized applications, which we cover a lot of, that are being built on other networks like Alter, private messaging, Jackal DAO, data storage. There are dApps being built with the security of Bitcoin. So as an intro, I'm just letting people know that you are one of those people. You're one of those people that have sought to build an application that's secured by Bitcoin. And something else I'm really excited about that you guys are doing is we talk about right now, Ryan and I, we look at the macro, we look at the economy at large in the world and how Bitcoin fits in. And really, with a lot of things happening in the world, while Bitcoin and projects like yours stand to gain a lot of investment and attention for the innovation that's going on, the world at large is going into, it seems like, a contractionary state where we might see people looking to get out of the bull market heyday and get into some stable positions. And when you look to get into stable positions, where in blockchain, where in crypto do you find stable positions that don't come through centralized outfits and that tend to be more secure than others? So okay, that's my introduction. That's it. I'll let you take over and kind of talk about what it is you guys are doing.
For sure. Yeah, just to add on what you said, I think Rootstock is doing an amazing job. They've been in the space for a long time, but they're investing a lot of attention and money, and the ecosystem is growing now. And one of our motives when we started working on Blindex was to bring DeFi to Bitcoin, and that's why we chose. That's one of the reasons we chose Rootstock. The other one is the decentralization part. So we wanted to be decentralized in everything that we are doing, and where can we do it? You know, in which chain can we do it if not on Rootstock, which is a side chain to Bitcoin and keeps all the security, all the decentralization that Bitcoin have in their chain. So that's exciting for us, and that's why we chose Rootstock. But Blindex, so Blindex is a multi-asset stablecoin platform. We're basically trying to tokenize everything. We want to give access to anyone on the world to any kind of traditional assets in on-chain and basically in a stable digital platform. And what we do is we create stable coins for any kind of traditional asset, currencies, commodities, stocks, bonds, indexes, real estate tokens, and even metaverse objects. And that's something that we're going to talk more ahead. But that's, and we have a very broad vision for that, and that's really cool.
I saw
exciting.
The tokenize everything.
Yeah.
So
that's
there's room for growth, but at the moment, one of the really cool things that you guys are doing, are beautiful things, is that we mentioned Frax, and they're an algorithmic stable coin that is done great work with using algorithms and collateral to provide stability. But we were talking a little bit about this before the video, and one of the things that they use for collateral is USDC, and which is great. It's a stable dollar, but for those in the world of blockchain and crypto, they know that USDC is not that decentralized. It's actually a centralized token. It's run by a company. So when you look at things like USDC, is that the ultimate Bitcoin ethos, blockchain, decentralized, worldwide inclusive solution? And not really. So you come to what you guys are doing, and y'all are not using USDC or DAI. You guys are sticking to what are the two main sources of collateral that you guys are using?
So we're using Bitcoin and Ethereum as collateral, and exactly what you mentioned. We saw that Frax were doing amazing job. They're innovating and they're really great, but they're not decentralized. So we took their mechanism and we made a bunch of changes. In the essence, it's still partially collateralized and algorithmically stabilized mechanism, but the assets that we are using in order to backed the stable coins are Bitcoin and Ethereum, and those are the most decentralized assets out there today.
No, not only are they.
Yeah, I really think that's a great idea. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I just was going to say, I really love the fact that you guys are building this on the Frax model, because the inherent instability in a purely algo stabilized project. We just did a video on Lunaterra and some of the risks that come through when you rely on incentives to maintain a peg, and how that can break down, and what the problems are. And then in the same time, we're seeing Luna buying Bitcoin and AVAX and other tokens. So I really do feel like this dual path, this combination of collateral with the algorithmic stabilizing peg, I feel like that's a big jump forward. But then to have it based in collateral that's not tied to a bank or institution, but rather it's decentralized, Bitcoin and Ethereum, is really it's a good step in the right direction towards more decentralization, but also in innovating how stablecoins are, how they maintain their peg. So all around, I feel like this is a much stronger foundation for a stablecoin.
Yeah, 100%. And if you think about it, banks are doing something similar to that for ages now. But their collateral is only about 10 or 20% out of everything that they are doing. But still, they're having some kind of collateral. So yeah, I think that's the right path to do. That's the right, until we have a more solid foundation in the entire blockchain community. That's the right path to take with any kind of stablecoin.
And ceteris paribus, it depends what else happens in the world. There are black swans, but you look at how the world is viewing Bitcoin and Ethereum, looking at how everything is going on right now, it appears that we're at the beginning of a new technological revolution where more adoption is being used on Ethereum and Bitcoin as well. So that continues. That's not a bad collateral choice. I mean, picking Bitcoin, Ethereum, sure, there's a little bit of volatility in the beginning, but you make it through those rough times. After you make it through those rough times, I mean, you're left with these assets, digital assets that really have the potential to grow in value and provide a stronger foundation. I would say more than having US dollars as their collateral, because then as they print trillions more, you're going to have to,
yeah, that bleeds right into your stablecoin, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, let's say I'm interested, and well, there's a couple things you can do, because if people want to look at how to protect part of their own portfolio in the market and say, well, you know what, it's been a fun ride, but right now I really want to get some more stable coins. Or it could be institutions, it could be larger companies that want to change their portfolio and take a step out of all the altcoins or Bitcoin or Ethereum at this point, and they want to go into something more stable for the next few months to a year. This is a protocol that this can be done on. Is that right?
For sure. Yeah. That's one of the main use cases of stablecoins in general. Hedging against inflations, hedging against FX risks. So that's something that can definitely done with our stablecoins. Right now we have 4 stablecoins that are available on the platform, but we are planning to add more and more to that. So we are a multi-asset platform. So in the future, you'll see multiple currencies and multiple assets on the platform. At the moment, we have 3 currencies: BDUS, BDU, and BGBP, which are the USD, Euro, and British Pound. And I think that's the first British Pound, the first decentralized British Pound out there, by the way. I think that's really cool. I haven't saw any other protocol that is doing British Pound in a fully decentralized manner. So I think that's something that it's really cool to have. You see other, you see a lot of other stable coins that are doing, British Pound, maybe Euro, but they are not decentralized.
This is so cool, Omar. I mean, think about this. It used to be you were restricted by jurisdiction, but this is part of the decentralized world of blockchain. If right now you don't want stable coins in US dollars, you can mint British pounds, you can mint euros, you can actually, it's like, oh, you know what? I think I would prefer to have this. Now, you guys don't just do fiat currencies that you are stable coins, you also have another asset. Is it available yet? Is that right? The gold?
Yeah. And that's something that we just released this week, and that's really exciting because that's expanding our vision to more than just currencies. We just released the first ever gold peg stablecoin that is backed by Bitcoin and Ethereum. There's nothing like that out there. Like, we are the first one that are backing gold, and that are backing that they have a stablecoin that is pegged to gold and is backed by Bitcoin. If you want to invest in gold, you have to go out. You can buy. There are, I think, the 2 most popular ones are Tether Gold and the Paxos G, which is and both of them hold physical gold, in order to have the pegging. What we are doing is totally different, but in a way you invest in gold without actually owning gold, and I think that's pretty cool, right?
Very much, yeah.
Well, most people prefer, I mean, most people have no intention of taking physical delivery, and many people are more interested in the wealth preserving, price protection aspect of it in the first place. So yeah, I think that's a huge value added, especially. I'm excited. What is it?
Now, I did see something about in the future, you guys had plans to go cross chain. Was that right? Did I read that correctly? Yeah.
So, I mean, I think, something that is very important in the entire, crypto community is to go, is the interoperability. Yes, you started from, one place, but you need to bring your services, and we see ourselves as an infrastructure layer. We don't see ourselves, as a single platform, single ecosystem player. We see ourselves as a multi ecosystem player, and we want to go to other chains as well. So obviously, new chains are coming, and there are other exciting opportunities out there, like Ethereuem. They're doing a lot of great stuff, and it's still decentralized, and maybe Polygon, and some other chains that Phantom that have are doing some cool work. Each chain in a different way. And we still don't know. We're not sure which chain will be the next one. But I think we staying in one chain at the moment is not the right play for infrastructure player in the market. I think that's my approach for that.
I love it.
Right.
It's about bringing communities together and allowing people that are in different places to have access to the same opportunities and the same services that are being built. I agree completely. I mean, Ryan and I, we talk about this all the time, but in a sense, maximalism has already failed or doesn't exist unless governments come in and regulate away competition and only allow for something, because we already have Bitcoin wrapped on Ethereum. We already have Bitcoin wrapped on other chains. We already have. So if you believe Bitcoin is valuable, which I do, I see a huge value to Bitcoin. Then if someone takes gold and puts a bunch of gold in this train or in this house, well, the train or the house at least is as valuable as the gold, at least, right? So I see that there's already DeFi exchanges, collateral backed synthetic assets being built on all these different chains. So your idea of interoperability, it makes sense to me. I dig it. Another thing that makes sense, you guys are doing so much. I love it, brother. I mean, really, so much innovation. It's hard. We're packing it in one video, but we could just do a video on how you guys are also using decentralized cloud service, and because Akash is one that we talk about. You guys aren't using Akash. It's just one I mentioned, brought up, because there's so much development, just like you guys aren't Frax, you're your own. But
we're using StackOS, which is also something very similar to what Akash is doing. But we're trying to be 100% decentralized. So everything that we are doing, we're also building a DAO that we want to, that eventually will manage the platform itself. So that's something that it's really interesting, and I think that's important for every any DeFi project now wants to have his own community that supports the project, and the DAO is the right tool to do that. So yeah.
I dig it. So how can people get in? Let's say okay, I love it. This is innovative. I'm looking for innovation. Two main things. How can people support the growth of this project? I guess through the BDX tokens, and B or A, depending upon your priorities, how can they quickly mint out of crypto and into some blind stable coins?
So basically, I know the simplest way is to go into our app and go into the mint page. And basically mint the stablecoins that you prefer. So if you go into our, I just see that you're doing it. So go into the mint page and essentially choose whatever stablecoin you want to mint. So you can choose, right now you can choose out of 4. In the future, you'll have many more. And then choose the type of collateral let's say you want to mint, I don't know, BXAU, which is the new gold. You can choose.
Let's say I'm planning a European trip, so I want to just go ahead and mint some euros.
So you need to choose the collateral that you wanna play with. So it's either RBTC or ETH. Those are the parallel of Bitcoin and Ethereum on Rootstock. The amount that you want to mint. So let's say you want to mint, I don't know, €1,000. It will basically let you know how many BDX you also need in order to mint. So BDX, I haven't mentioned that, but BDX is the utility and governance token of the platform. It's part of the stabilization mechanism, and it helps us keep the platform itself under collateralized. So we don't need to require you to put in more money from a more equivalent of more money to what you want to mint. So this is the token that helped us do it. That's part of the Frax mechanism that we forked. And I think that's really great, because BDX is a very interesting token in a sense that it capped. It's a non-inflationary token. We have only 21 million BDXs that can be out there. So this is like in a similar way to Bitcoin, and essentially all of them were pre-mined, and we put in a very hefty amount of out of the 21 million, about 50% into the liquidity mining program. So 50% out of the whole BDX that will be out there, forever, are dedicated for the liquidity mining program. I think that's one of the biggest portion of governance tokens that I ever heard that were allocated to liquidity program. So yeah, you sorry.
Where can the BDX be found?
So basically, you can either get BDX from the swaps in our swap page. Okay. You'll soon be able to get it from other DEXs on our scale. So there is a sovereign DEX, and there is also the Ichiban DEX that are going to launch very soon on our scale. So you'll be able to get it from there as well. So that's very interesting. So you can get BDX from the swap, and you can basically mint the whichever stablecoin that you want to mint. Let's say BDU. You can also go into liquidity pool page and provide liquidity. So you can have can provide liquidity to the liquidity pools, participate in the liquidity provision of the protocol, and then you get LP token, which essentially you can take and you can stake in our staking tools. So that will basically rewards you with nice and hefty BDX rewards, and you can see that we are getting to almost 4 digits in APRs at the moment.
Wow.
The interesting thing here in our staking mechanism is that we ask from our users to lock their LP tokens for long periods of time. So that's very different from what is used and what is popular in most of the projects out there. Right now, I think more than 70% of the liquidity in the platform is locked for periods of 5 or more years.
Wow.
In the platform. So that's really amazing, right? Okay,
that's good. One of my favorite our favorite projects is Hex, is designed by someone who used to be a Bitcoin maximalist and built a smart contract token to take the best qualities of all. And you find that when communities stake for 5 years or more, that shows a lot of strength for the longevity of the project. That's huge. That's huge for the growth.
That means basically that we have liquidity that will remain in the project for a period of more than 5 years, and that means that you have
all that time.
Lifeline. Yeah, you have the lifeline to build the platform, to build the community, to build a project that will sustain. I think that's very important. That was very important for us.
And from a user perspective, it's nice to see that, because one of the big problems with providing liquidity to these different DeFi platforms is that it seems to be gamed so much. Like at the beginning, whales will come in and then they'll pull that liquidity, and then people who weren't in on the short duration that this thing was going to be around are just got hosed. So it's nice to see like a long-term focus, and especially for these markets which seem to be so ephemeral.
Yeah, and I think in that on that line, I think that it's also worth to mention that one of the major changes that we did when we forked Frax is that we added another parameter that we called effective collateral ratio, that essentially tells you how much collateral there is in the platform, and in what phase we are in terms of how much collateral can we give back when everybody is running to the bank. Like, you know, one of the biggest problems with stablecoins out there is that, you know, bank run. Everybody wants to take their money back, to withdraw the funds, and the last ones, not the whales, not the sophisticated investors, are left behind and getting, you know, the leftovers, or most of the time they're getting nothing. And in our case, everybody is getting the same portion. So if you go into the mint page for a second,
I just want to see about how much 0.0032. How much is that in dollars?
so I think I think that one Bitcoin, one BDX is around 1.3 dollars, something like that.
Okay. So it's about 100. Okay. So it's about
130 or so. You can see it in our dashboard, I think.
I have a question.
117.
When the amount needed to mint, is that something that it's a fee, the BDX required? If I pay 101, is that a given in return, or is it just a cost? It's just a cost.
So essentially, when you mint stablecoins, let's say I want to mint, you know, 1,000 BDU. Then I need to put in, and that's something that is very similar to what this Frax is doing. You have the collateral ratio parameter. So you need to put in 88% out of that amount in BTC, and the rest you put in BDX. And when you withdraw the funds, when you want to redeem the stablecoin, you redeem it according to the effective collateral ratio. So you will get 97% in Bitcoin and 3% in BDX. So that's why that's one of the biggest changes that we did, is that everybody is getting the same amount of collateral back, and they're not of collateral and BDX. So you'll get the same portion, because you have the effective collateral ratio that always tells you what is the effective ratio right now at a specific moment, and that makes everybody equal. You know, you can come 1 hour before me, and you can drain, you know, a lot of money, redeem a lot of stable coins, but you'll still get the same amount of Bitcoin as I will. And I think that's important for equality, and for users that are not from the top tier investors, algo traders, all of that.
That's beautiful, brother. I dig it. And it's a drop in the bucket when you look at, if you don't want it to come back and you're like, well, heck, I just want to keep these stables. If you look at the cost of using this application, this is a decentralized application. Think about how much people have spent on I mean, the interest rates for financial services all over the place can just be egregious, seem to cost a lot.
Yep.
And here, anyone can use this anywhere, convert Bitcoin, convert Ethereum into euros, into dollars, into
gold.
Into gold.
Yeah.
And you're looking at 10% fee. I mean, it's a drop in the bucket. It's nothing.
It's not about fee. It's about, it's part of the stabilization mechanism. That's what helps us remain, under collateralized. I wouldn't look at it as a fee, but as part of what you need to invest. That's part of
provide
the BDX. Yeah, it's part of what you need to provide. And
BDX it's going to a function. If I put in $1,000 right now worth of Bitcoin and I get back 900 stable coins because it cost me something, I'm calling it a fee in traditional terms, but but in reality,
No. I think there's a gap here. Basically, if you wanna mint $1,000 of US stable, let's use the US equivalent just for the example, then you need to put in $900 worth of Bitcoin and $100 worth of BDX.
Got you.
Yeah. So it's really not a fee.
Filled.
It's just you're just funding it in two different ways. Yeah. Exactly. Two sources of funding that add up to the $1,000.
I thought it was an extra amount of collateral to help the backing, but it's actually broken down. That's awesome. That's beautiful. Even better.
I'm curious, what wallets can you connect with? I'm sure MetaMask, right, is one.
So MetaMask is one. You know, do you know the Liquidity one? Liquidity.
What's it called?
Doing Liquidity.
Oh, okay.
Liquidity
I don't think I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's one of the more popular wallets on Rootstock. So Liquidity, DeFi.
How do you spell it?
Like liquidity, but Liquidity.
Okay. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
On it.
Yeah.
There you go.
So that's the one exactly. Yeah, they're doing. By the way, they're doing an amazing job. They're I think that they are Argentinian guys originally, but they're doing an amazing job with the wallet. They're doing they have atomic swaps that allows you to move between different assets. You can get RBTC very quickly. Defiant also is also a big wallet on Rootstock, and basically we are adding more and more wallets out there. I hope that I didn't forget anyone. But yeah, that's those are the wallets that we are supporting.
All right.
This is awesome. This is awesome, Omer. Thank you, brother. This is very cool.
Yeah.
And congratulations on what you've accomplished. You guys just recently got gold added, and I know that you're working to add more. I look forward to bringing you back on and to talking more about this in the future, and getting some tutorial videos put together and doing on my own research on this, because this is the stuff we love to do, and to figure it out and to get involved. It's all right here. It can all be done on your application with the MetaMask wallet or the Liquidity wallet, pretty much. Is that right?
Yeah. And I think that one of the exciting things in our platform and in general the Blindex vision is the tokenize everything part, right? When I'm looking at what else can we tokenize, what else we can create stablecoins for. So yeah, we started from currencies because that's the obvious use case, right? And that's what actually a lot of the people are looking for. We moved to commodities, so we are doing gold. In the future, we'll do silver and oil and other commodities as well. But the cool part starts after that. The cool part starts when we're gonna do indexes like S&P 500 index or the CPI index, the consumer pricing index. So we can create a stablecoin that is pegged and actually reflecting the price of those indexes. You can even invent a new index. So you can say, I want to create an index that reflects the cost of living in a specific metaverse, or can create a stablecoin that is pegged to the floor price of a specific NFT series. So let's take Bored Ape Yacht Club. You wanna play in the game of investing in one of those NFTs, but you can't afford buying a full NFT, but you still want to peg your money to that series, okay, to the worth of that series. You can create a stablecoin that is pegged to the floor price of that series of NFTs, and that's something that's like so futuristic, in my opinion, but also so exciting, because you can essentially allow users to create any kind of index or stablecoin and peg their money to whatever they want. You can create a stablecoin that reflects the price of a real estate neighborhood in a specific area. And let's say I want to buy an apartment there, but I don't have enough money to do that, but I still want to invest my money and to peg my money to the inflation of that, of the real estate prices in that area. So I can create a stable coin that is pegged to that place, and by that keep my money worth the same, the same as the inflation in that area. So
that makes me think. There's a lot of talk now with the way the war in Ukraine is set to impact wheat and grain prices in the coming months and years. So, a grain index or a wheat index, something capturing food prices, that could be timely.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's something that we actually needs to start thinking about it. How can we work on that? We basically, in order to create a new stablecoin, we just need an oracle. So if we have the right oracle for that, we can do whatever we want. And imagination. So that's the part that I like. That's the part that excites me. Nothing stops us to create the new stablecoins. The new digital assets. Only our imagination. I think that's amazing. That's a lot of fun, actually.
No doubt.
Well, if someone starts pegging to the Delphi, I'm all in.
Yeah.
I don't know where that oracle's coming from, but I'm all in. Is there anything else? I think we pretty much covered a lot of what you guys are. I know you're doing a lot and there's a lot to cover. Is there something else that you wanted to kind of give a shout out before we wrap up the recording?
No, I think we more or less cover it. I'm happy. We have our own Telegram and Discord channel. Everybody are invited. If you have any other questions, please feel free. We are very open community. We love the people that we want the community to drive the project. So we are moving more and more responsibilities to the community. For example, what will be the next stablecoins? So that's something that the community will choose. And in the future, I hope to move more and more responsibility to that. And we want the community to grow. I think that's important for us. So, help us with that.
We'll post it. Twitter, Discord, Telegram. Remember, we do videos on airdrops and opportunities. Really, the opportunities come for those who are engaged and participate in the projects that you enjoy. Don't wait for us to make a tutorial video. Get involved, launch the app, and make your own tutorial and walk through it. And there are people there that are going to answer questions for you and help you out. And we will work on one. This is one of those. For me, this is what it's all about. This is what Ryan and I got involved for, is to constantly search for what is the innovative, what is that new thing that's happening, that's changing, that's really changing the market, changing the economy.
And improving, how we do things. So yeah,
sure.
So thank you, Omer, and thank you again for keeping it in that ethos of decentralized and inclusivity for all around the world. That's important. That's a beautiful thing, and that's what it's all about.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate the time, and keep up with the good work.
Thank you. Until the next time, have a beautiful day. Namaste, y'all.